And we're back. So hopefully you've had time to go over the sample questions and answer those by yourself. Now we're going to go over the answers. We'll look at the journal entries you should have made. We'll look at doing T accounts, and then we'll finish up with trial balance from chapter 2. So here are the sample questions. Let's look at the answers. So May 1st, we paid $3,000 in rent. Okay. So rent is an expense. It's going up, and cash is going down. So I need to debit and credit those two accounts. And we refer back to our previous lecture on the accounting equation. So cash was an asset. It's getting smaller, so the number needed to go on the right. Expense, rent was an expense. It's getting bigger. It'll go on the left. Again, we want to think about these kind of two steps for when we're making our journal entries. So let's go over the next ones. So May 2nd, we sell a haircut for $10. So that's part of our normal business. We're maybe a haircutting salon. So that'll be our service revenue, $10 going up. And cash is also $10 going up. May 3rd, we buy a notebook and Staples. So a notebook is like a paper notebook. Okay, it's only $5. It's not a laptop. So this coded as supplies going up. You could make supplies an expense, or you could have made it an asset. Okay. It's your choice, and there's more on that we'll talk about in chapter 2 during the lecture. And then cash, because we paid for it, it's going down. May 4th, we pay the employees $500, but still owe $500. So what I've done here is I've made what's called a compound entry. I want to point out that my left side still equals my right side. The other way you may have done it is also correct. I pay my employees $500 and I owe them $500. So we could have some salary expense going up $500, cash going down $500, and then our salary expense going up $500, and our liability we still owe. Our liability is also increasing $500. So I want to point out, so these two things say the same thing. I have 1,000 here for wages, and 1,000 here for wages, and 500 for cash, and 500 for my payable account, my liability. Okay? So it says it'll mean the exact same thing, won't affect our financials. On the 5th, the owner deposits $4,000 of their own money. Okay, come up here. So the business's cash is going up. So cash increased $4,000, and then our capital account, our owner's equity, increasing $4,000. On the 6th, we pay that employee the $500 we owed them. So I did have a liability going up. Now I want that liability going down. So this will take away that $500 I owed. And then now my cash is also going down $500. Now the next thing we want to do, make T accounts. So T accounts, we'll have one T account for every single account name that we have listed. And we'll copy paste in all of our numbers. So here I have an example for accounts payable. So we had this accounts payable salary, 500. We had a credit and a debit. So for my T account now, I want to find the balance, the total difference for the two sides. So it's going to be 0, 0. We sum up each side and find the difference. So go ahead and pause the video and do the rest of the T accounts, and when we come back we'll go over the cash T account. Okay, let's go ahead and try it by yourself first. Go ahead and pause. Okay, so now we're back. So let's look at what we have for our cash T account. I went ahead and I'm copy pasting these numbers. Every time I see the word cash, 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 I'm going to copy paste onto a cash T account. Here's my cash T account. I copy pasted in all the values. And I have the sum of each column, sum the left side and the sum for the right side. And now I want to find the total difference between the two sides. So the total difference is going to be 5. And I'm going to put that difference on the bigger side. So I'm going to put my balance 5 on the left. Okay. So what this means is we had cash going in, out, in, out. And at the end of the period, when we made our T account, all these transactions, at the end of the period, we ended up having 5 on the left. So I go back for cash is an asset. So 5 on the left is an increase. So I had cash in, out, but the sum total was, we have an extra 5 plus. So we made $5 in cash. We want to take our balances for each T account that we made, and now we want to prepare a trial balance. So our trial balance, we list the accounts from assets, liabilities, owner's equity, revenue, and expense. Our assets are listed in order of liquidity. So here's just a little example. You won't use all of these accounts from your example, but I'll have my assets, my liability, owner's equity, revenue, and expenses. And I just want to copy paste from my T account now to my trial balance. So for our accounts payable, we had nothing, 0. So this we would have no value. Okay, we would leave it blank, blank, blank. So go ahead and prepare your trial balance and fill in your totals. And that'll be it for our review of Chapter 2. For Chapter 3, we'll look at adjusting journal entries and making an adjusted trial balance.